Hey, we're live. Welcome to Zoo and whoever my other viewer is. Hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. We're now post-Christmas, so things are all good. I didn't even bother writing notes down for this show because I wasn't even going to do it, and then I was just going to. I'm feeling like I worked out way too much. I'm fucking sore. My hips hurt. My fucking knees hurt. Like everything fucking hurts, and I just want to go to sleep. And I tried to go to sleep, but I couldn't go to sleep. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Get up and do a show. You know what I mean? Like stop being a lazy fucking crybaby and just do something. So, and plus a lot of stuff I do is like topical. So it doesn't really like hold for a week or 2 weeks. Like this is stuff I grab off of social media and I want these streams to be relatively timely. You know what I mean? Will they last long run? I don't know, but there may be a little bit of a snapshot of what's going on now and what at least grabs my attention and what I think is important. So, man, this is whatever. We're at the end of the first year of the Biden regime, and things are like it's so bad. It's like you can't even like get upset about it. They had that phone call where the guy was on the phone with Biden. I don't know how he got through. And at the end of the phone call, he said, "Hey, let's go, Brandon." And Biden said, "Yeah, let's go, Brandon." And I saw that, and like it didn't even move me. Like I think for normies, it's a big deal, but I looked at that and I was like, "Yeah, like he's clueless. He's fucking demented. All those synapses are dark. He has no idea what's going on." So then this is only year one. We have quite a ways to go. We are by no means out of this darkness. And to be honest, I don't think we're going to be out of this darkness anytime soon. Here's let me try to, what do I want? I have so much stuff. So much stuff. But okay, let's start with let's go big, let's go global, right? They say go big or go home, which I'm already home. By the way, I drank like a bottle of cheap red Chilean wine before the show. And I got to tell you, the Chilean white wines are pretty good, but the Chilean red wines, they have that mulberry flavor. It's not bad, but I'm not a fan of that mulberry stuff. Virgil Doc Purple Heart, good evening. Good evening to you, Doc. Welcome to the show. Zoo, been good, bro. Hope things are well. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Still got my ETH bags. Of course, I'm still a maxi. I am the maxi of maxis. It is my plan to enter some kind of UFC cage match with other Bitcoin maxis and cheat to win. So they'll come in with their judo skills and their wrestling or whatever, and I'll just shoot them. And then I'll declare myself the winner and stand on top of their bodies. That's my plan, is to cheat to win at all costs while everyone's doing push-ups and deep breathing on the top of a mountain. I will do everything I can to gain a mechanical advantage over them. Trad Dad, welcome. What's new, Peckmecker? Juice Light Chai, but maybe my most loyal watcher. Norvin Hobbs streaming with Patrick Bateman. Yeah, Norvin DM'd me. He's going to start doing a crypto debate stream in January, him and some guys, and he invited me to do that. He asked me if I'd be interested. I said I would be interested. So that's going to be in January on Odyssey. I don't have any more details other than that, but he shot me a DM, and I was like, yeah, I will definitely be interested in doing that, but you have to be following Norvin, and I don't know if he currently has a channel on Odyssey. I don't follow him on Odyssey. I follow a couple other guys like Stephen JJ James and a few others. But so I don't know what Norvin's channel on Odyssey is. If he even has it set up, or he's going to do it on somebody else's channel. I don't have I'm super light on the details. But just to make it real clear to Judas and everybody else, there's no bad blood between me and Norvin. It's just that his audience has a limited, a very limited sort of speed that it can go mentally, and I have a tendency to fucking, go wide open, throttle, top gear, and bang off the red line, the red limiter, the rev limiter that you see if you drive a car, or the thing with the danger zone fucking engine. That I haven't seen it go. And that's not every audience can take that. Everybody that doesn't suit everybody. You know what I mean? So, but it's where I like to go, and where I think at the end of the day, if I'm going to be doing social media, and I've been doing it now for years, I want it as on my terms can, and talk about what I want to talk about. And you can give it a thumbs up, you give it a thumbs down, you can make snarky comments, whatever. But sometimes when I go on people's streams, and listen, you be polite, you have to get along with others. I mean, at least I think. You want to stay within the boundaries of what's acceptable, right? However, I sometimes get carried away with my mind races, and I just let it go, because a lot of times it's funny, a lot of times it's comic, and but sometimes I'm just like, I really believe in this right now, and I end up bruising the egos of people that are the base audience of Norvin, and Norvin doesn't want that. I mean, he wants to sort of, it's his show. He wants to run it his way. So that's that. Like I said, there's no hard feelings. There's literally no bad blood between he and I. It's just that I don't always suit what his show is doing, and so that's that. But he's opening like a new horizon, a crypto thing in January. Like I said, on Odyssey, I'll give you more details when I have them. But he's already invited me to be on it, and I've agreed to do it. So, Tried Dad, not a crypto in the chat, not a crypto guy, but I enjoy the insight rants here. Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. I try to be entertaining and get some ideas across. I was listening to Carmina Burana, O Fortuna, which is the title of this. Stream. I meant to do this as like a stream title for like, I don't know how long, and I always seem to forget it. But of course, a lot of times I drink before the stream so much that I forget what I originally wanted to do, so I just do something else. And you get what you get. But Carmina Burana, like, I guess it's an opera or whatever. The song O Fortuna, which it's a famous song. You can catch it on YouTube. There's hundreds of different versions of this. And it's a song sung in Latin. And it's a song, the singer, though not really the singer, but it's because it's a chorus. But it is the lament of an extremely wealthy man. O Fortuna, O fortune. O fortune, you are ever changing like the moon. Blah 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 blah. It goes on and on and on. You can find it with the lyrics, and if you read the lyrics, it makes it a lot more understandable. And it was one of those songs that I remember even as a kid. Like, of course, I don't speak Latin, I don't know, but the first time I ever heard that, like that was one of those pieces of music that really made the hair stand up on the back of my neck. It was like, what the fuck is this? And I had no idea. I heard it, I don't know how many times on the internet before, because it's used in movies and stuff. It's used in a bunch of different things. It's been used a lot of times in movies. Well, I didn't know the lyrics, and then when I saw the lyrics, the Latin translated to English, I was like, holy fuck. And the song is about a very wealthy, powerful man who's now dying, and there's nothing he can do to stop death. Death is coming for him, and he cries, and it's his cry that how unfair this is and how unfair life is, that he had such great fortune and such, and such pleasures and power, and now it's all being taken away from him. And if you're that guy, obviously that's, it's poignant for you. But if you're not that guy, it's a song where you're like, yes, now you fucking understand. Like, here's justice. So let's talk about how people fuck with shit. And the predator prey, this is the way it's going to be, whether you like it or not, nature of life, no matter who you are, whether you are an individual, even if you're a nation state. I want to start out with a story about a nation state that's currently not doing super well. Let's make sure this goes up. There's nothing more despicable than being a racist. Yes, Judas Fleischheimer, but there are very few actual racists in the world. Here we go. Your $1.7 billion of gold is now ours. The United Kingdom tells starving Venezuelans. Dateline on this story, 26 December 2021. Just the other day, in its prolonged freezing of Venezuelan assets, the United Kingdom continues to hold 31 tons of its gold stored at the Bank of England, with a new Supreme Court ruling supporting the seizure. So they made it legal. They stole $1.7 billion of another nation state's wealth. And you know what? There ain't a fucking thing Venezuelans going to do about it. We've been fucking with Venezuela for a while. We sent some Green Berets down there to do some shit. They ended up getting captured by Venezuelan security. It was a bunch of really stupid shit. And they had all of their American ID on them. Whatever CIA goofball sent them out had no idea what the fuck they were doing. They put some fucking gender studies graduate from Yale in charge of covert operations, sending a bunch of fucking snake eaters into the fucking Venezuelan jungle, and it turned into a shit show, and it should not have been a shit show. So the lesson that you learn here from looking at this headline is when you trust a third party with your wealth, that is what is called a security hole. There is no security. Trusted third parties are holes in your security. Okay. That's true for you as an individual, and that is true for nations. Okay. So we're gonna remove this. All right. There's Venezuela has a lot of its gold outside its country because they fear invasion by the United States or coalition forces, and they try to protect it by they sent it overseas a while ago, but the UK is keeping theirs. And the UK, of course, is home of the Rothschilds banking dynasty, which has a city within the city of London. The Rothschilds have their own private city inside the city of London that's fucking separate and runs by its own fucking laws. And if you think that they were not involved in seizing Venezuela's gold, you are fucking naive on levels that I can't begin to explain to you. So that's lesson number one. If you are too far away to project power and you trust someone else to guard your money, you're going to get fucked. Okay. It happened in the United States in 1933 when the U.S. government, FDR, seized everybody's gold. You know what I mean? Gold was illegal to own. If you had gold in the bank, they seized it and they gave you paper dollars instead. And in Venezuela today, part of their gold reserves have been seized legally by the Supreme Court of England. Okay. So the imprimatur of legality, right? That mask of legality, all right, is easy enough to do, especially when one, you control all the money, and two, your enemy is far away and weak. Okay. It's easy to fucking do. This is a lesson for you as an individual. This is a lesson for you as an individual. Sovereignty, okay, it comes from you relying on yourself and controlling your own resources, not trusting some third party to do that. That is a key insight here. This is critically important. Here's something. This is a great one, and this just proves my point. People are going to say I'm picking on these guys for ethnic reasons or whatever, but that's not true. Not entirely true, I should say. But it is, the news is this, okay? What I'm trying to show people is the inevitability of the future, and that you should not resist it, that you should bend with it because you will be crushed otherwise. So here it is, a standard Twitter thing, how it started versus how it's going. We are at war with crypto, says Turkish President Erdogan, right? That was back in September. Okay. How it's going. Turkey president announces a cryptocurrency bill, speaks of a new economic model. This happened in Cuba as well. In Cuba, the Cuban money is almost worthless and it has to be exchanged 3 times before you can buy Bitcoin. But within 6 months of Bitcoin being introduced to the island of Cuba, Cuba introduced a cryptocurrency bill. And now Turkey, which is a very bad actor in the Middle East, it's the friend to Israel, it's the friend to ISIS, it's the friend to America, it's the friend to Russia, it's the enemy of Russia, it's the whatever, depending on what day it is and what time of day it is. They're either for you or they're sticking a knife in your back. And of course, they're doing every kind of financial shenanigans. They have a central bank that's doing all kind of crazy stuff. But their publicly stated policy was they are at war with Bitcoin. That was 3 months ago. And now within 3 fucking months, you will bend the fucking knee. When I tell you, and I'm not joking, and I'm not being hyperbolic, that everyone in every government will bend the knee to Bitcoin, I'm not joking. And what I continue to do here is to show you real world news articles that support my worldview. You think you want to argue with this? Go ahead and argue with this. But this is reality. Like it or don't like it. And if you argue with this, you're arguing with reality itself. And that makes you an insane communist, lunatic, whatever. I don't know what it makes you. But if you're arguing with reality, you are crazy. What do I got here? I got to look. Now I got to see. I got so much stuff. I'll put that up later. I'll have made that point. Here's someone. And I know what you're saying. You're saying, James, listen to me. Come on. You're fucking hysterical. You work fucking 6 days a week and 12-hour fucking days. You make fucking shitty money and you drive a crap car up and down fucking Highway 95 from fucking Virginia to fucking Boston, and you're unhappy with your life and blah, 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 blah. Live in a 1-bedroom apartment in New Jersey. All of which is true, by the way. You're 50-something years old. You're unmarried, blah, 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 blah. You can list. I will give you every round of ammunition you need, right, to do some kind of destructive psychoanalysis of me. And I will posit that you are correct and 100% accurate and truthful, okay, in every single thing. However, the way I view the world just happens to be the way some other super rich, super smart, very successful people who do not live in 1-bedroom apartments and who've never lived in 1-bedroom apartments view the fucking world, okay? This is that Mexican billionaire, the third richest man in the country of Mexico. Get rid of fiat, the dollar, the peso. It's all the same. False money of lies. This is Mexico's third richest man and a billionaire, billion with a B, never been in a 1-bedroom apartment. Never been in a 1-bedroom apartment, doesn't work 6 days a week, doesn't drive a fucking 16-year-old Toyota. You know what I mean? Unless, of course, maybe he's hiding from cartel hitmen. They do that sometimes. But generally, he probably does not drive a 16-year-old Toyota. So it just seems kind of really fucking amazingly unusual that this super rich guy, okay, just happens to think the exact same fucking thing that I think and that I say. What a fucking coincidence. That's like a 1 in 8 billion coincidence, right? It's got to be a coincidence. James, you just got lucky. Listen, whatever, you're scrolling social media all the time. Sooner or later, you're going to find something that supports your fucking goofball fucking viewpoint. And, you got lucky. Yeah, I got lucky. All right, let's see how lucky I get. Let's see if my luck holds out. Okay. Let's see if my luck holds out. Let us see if my luck holds out. Some of you might know this guy. Some of you might be familiar with our next character in this little fucking drama. There he is, Jack Dorsey himself. I know he's dressed like a hippie. He's bald. He's got some kind of fucking weirdo beard. I Googled Jack Dorsey before the show. He's worth somewhere between 12 and 15 billion dollars. 12 to 15 billion with a B. 12 to 15 billion dollars. He drives Lambos and he does probably snort coke out of the ass crack of supermodels. That's Jack Dorsey's life. It's always been Jack Dorsey's life. He's a fucking apex guy who fucking, I don't know where he started out in life, but $13 billion is big. That is no small accomplishment. What does he say? In plain fucking English, Bitcoin will replace the dollar. 20th December 2021. Straight up, the exact same fucking thing that I say. I'm not stretching fucking meanings. I'm not torturing analogies to say it's sort of, kind of, maybe sounds like what I say. It is word for fucking word. Word for fucking word. Exactly what I say. So how is it some guy with fucking very fucking humble financial means, right? Living in a 1-bedroom apartment in New Jersey, and some guy who's worth $13 billion, who's a world famous social media fucking titan. How is it we see the exact same thing the exact same way? What do you think the coincidence is? Me, him, and the Mexican billionaire. Like, it's pretty amazing, isn't it? Isn't that fucking stunning? Is it just that I'm lucky that I have the mind of a billionaire? I just don't have $1 billion behind me? Well, maybe it could all be fucking luck. Or it could be that they see the same things that I see, that there's a way of looking at the world and a way of understanding how things are going to go that is inevitable. And these guys see it from up on high, and I see it from down low. Judas Flychai in the chat, say goodbye to the dollar, say hello to Bitcoin. Yes, that is inevitable. It's not going to happen tomorrow, but it is inevitable, okay? Venezuela uses Bitcoin. Argentina uses Bitcoin. El Salvador uses Bitcoin. Turkey has bent the knee to Bitcoin. Cuba has bent the knee to Bitcoin. And all of this, some people could argue, and I'm going to give you the counter argument, okay? Here's your counter argument. What you're going to say is, James, these are small Latin American countries or Caribbean countries with corrupt government, and they used to be communist, or they could battle between communists and this and that. Or it's fucking Turkey, and what's going to happen is when their fiat currency fails, the Turkish lira, the Cuban peso, whatever, the fucking Argentine peso, I don't know what I think Venezuela calls their money the dollar. The US dollar will come in and fill the vacuum. And people will say, aha, James, see, you're wrong. When the Turkish lira collapses, everyone rushed to the dollar. And that's what they call dollarization, right? When the currency of your nation fails and everyone just uses the US dollar for transactions unofficially, okay? And there's unofficial exchange rates, there's official exchange rates and unofficial exchange rates, and blah, 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 blah. And people will say, see, James, you're wrong. The dollar, it's the dollar that's spreading everywhere, and the dollar is taking over the world, and Bitcoin is doing nothing, which, by the way, I think we're at 49K or so as the time of this show. We actually, we hit 51. We got into the 50s for a couple of days around Christmas, and now it's sub 50K Bitcoin. All price prediction models for 2021 were completely fucking destroyed. And I don't know what the future holds in terms of specifics, but in the bigger picture, I know what the future holds. Everything falls to Bitcoin. Everything falls to Bitcoin. How high does Bitcoin rise relative to the US dollar or everything else? I don't know. And when it happens, I don't know, but it will happen. The Mexican billionaire guy thinks so. Jack Dorsey thinks so, and I think so. So I have some big, successful, super smart guys who are getting into history books as genius fucking, philanthropists and whatever else, thinking the exact same thing and saying precisely what I say. Now you can like that, or you can fucking not like that. You can think, hey, that maybe there's something to this, or you can go, no, there's really nothing to that. It's a fucking coincidence. But if you try to argue with me, I will blow you the fuck out. I will blow you the fuck out. Here's a perfect example of people. This is amongst my favorites. I particularly like this one because not everyone is on board, right? A lot of people are very happy with the way things are going, and they want it to keep going this way. They don't ever want it to end. You know what I mean? I hope this night never ends. Like, I don't know if it was your first date or whatever, or the first time you got laid. I hope this night never ends. Is a feeling that a lot of people have. But here are two people who are not on the side of Bitcoin. On the left side of this photo, you see Donald Trump. Crypto is very dangerous. It could be an explosion like we have never seen before. And on the right side of that same photo, Hillary Clinton warns cryptocurrency could destabilize nations, undercut the dollar as the world's reserve currency. Okay, Bitcoin unites Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton in their opposition to it, both warning that it threatens the hegemony of the dollar and is a dangerous weapon to undermine the status quo of power. Donald Trump worth about somewhere between $4 and $10 billion if the reports are correct, all of which he made in the current fiat system. Hillary Clinton, the Clinton Global Foundation, worth something like $250 million. So these are two people who have made a lot of money from the current system, and they don't want to see it change. And they see Bitcoin as a threat, whereas others understand that this world is going to pass, that this is going to end, and that something new will be born, and they are embracing it. So you have a couple of choices. You can embrace the future, or you can fight the future. You know what I mean? I don't know what your choice is going to be, but I think if you try to fight the future, you are going to be very unhappy, and I think you're going to lose. I'm almost 100% certain you're going to lose. So what is this one? Because you're going to be fighting against things you don't understand and you don't comprehend. Okay. One of the things, let's go back. Let's go up to the top again. Let's go with these guys here. This was from Bloomberg. How is it I had 7 viewers 5 minutes ago? Now we got 2 viewers. I'm almost 100% certain Google is fucking with me. I'm almost entirely certain of that, or everyone just got bored in 10 minutes of the show. That's possible too. That's entirely possible. From Bloomberg Wealth on Twitter. Veterans of past Wall Street booms suggest that somehow this one doesn't feel so good. One reason, the wealth reeled in by elite traders, that is to say inside traders, and deal makers is getting outshined by the quick riches touted by cryptocurrency fanatics, fintech whizzes, and meme stocks. There is also the gnawing realization that the financial industry is benefiting from the turmoil set off by COVID-19 stimulus efforts and a burst of market ebullience that will inevitably fade. What that means is real guys on Wall Street know that money printing money printing is going to end badly, right? That the Weimar thing is going to happen. They know. And they hate the fact that they're my age, they're maybe like 50, 40, or 50 years old, and they're at the country club with their Ferrari, and some 19-year-old kid rolls up in the same Ferrari. And the 19-year-old kid made his money in 6 months, and it took this guy 7 years or 10 years of insider trading of federal crime after federal crime to make $20 million. And this fucking snot-nosed kid didn't even graduate from college, made $25 million in the same time without committing any crimes. That pisses Wall Street off. Wall Street sees that the future is crypto. The future swindles will all be crypto, and then they're trying to, keep up with that, and they will not be able to keep up with that because Wall Street is open from 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. Crypto runs 24/7. Wall Street depends on boomers and a bunch of other fucking, a lot of institutional money, and institutional money is looking towards the future and leaving TradFi, traditional Wall Street thieves and con men, leaving them behind. It's leaving them behind, and they can feel it themselves. The brokers see and feel that themselves. So imagine you're on Wall Street. You're in the elitist clique of the elitist clique, right? It's like 4 blocks in fucking downtown Manhattan. It rules the whole fucking world. And even though they're not even there in downtown Manhattan anymore. But you work at Goldman Sachs or fucking JP Morgan or one of those fucking places. How many brokers do they have? Like, you know what I mean? How many? A couple of hundred, couple thousand, on a planet of fucking 8 billion people. And every world, the U.S. government and every other world government bows to you, and you have multiple millions of dollars from doing nothing, clicking a few buttons on the computer, for 5 minutes a day, a couple of days a week, right? While you think about your Christmas tan in the Caribbean or whatever, and you're pissed that someone else made the same money as you or more than you by doing less. That's their fucking mindset. It isn't enough that they have God tier wealth. That's not enough. It isn't enough that their children and their grandchildren and their great grandchildren will all be wealthy. That's not enough. Someone else made as much as them with even less effort, and now they're fucking furious. That's the state of the people that run the fucking world of finance, which runs the world of politics, which runs the world of everything else. That's the way shit works. Okay. Even Wall Street's looked in the fucking mirror and it sees a dinosaur. And if you look closely in the back of that mirror, there's a fucking comet coming in. You know what I mean? There's a comet coming. There's an asteroid coming in from fucking space that's about to wipe you motherfuckers out. They can see the writing on the fucking wall. Whether the people that watch my videos can see it or they can't see it, I don't fucking know. Maybe you think it's some glorious fucking camp, whatever, universal campfire coming to keep you fucking warm this winter. No, it ain't. It's the fucking asteroid that's gonna wipe shit out, and that's hyperinflation. Jack Dorsey sees it coming. The Mexican guy sees it coming. Wall Street sees it coming. They all see it coming. I'm urging you to see it coming, and I'm urging you to take action to save yourself. Don't look to someone else to save you. Don't look to a third party to protect your wealth because they're just going to steal it. You have to be an adult, and you have to fucking learn to, one, take whatever wealth you have, whether it's $100 or $100,000 or fucking $100 million, get it out of fiat currencies, which are dying, and put it in Bitcoin. Not crypto. No. Bitcoin and only Bitcoin. This and only this. This and only this. Everything else is a fucking scam. Everything else is a scam. Everything else is a scam. Everything else is a scam. I cannot say it. I cannot say it any more plainly. Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton don't get together to fight against something that isn't dangerous, right? The people that tell Trump what to do and the people that tell Hillary what to do Okay. Go out there and make noise about this. Go out there and make noise about that. Those people have a concern and they use Trump and Hillary as their puppets. Okay. There is a reason why Trump talks about Bitcoin and Hillary talks about Bitcoin, but they don't talk about Ethereum or Monero or ADA, Cardano, Solana, all the other fucking bullshit. They don't talk about that. They talk about the danger of Bitcoin. Danger to who? Danger to the current regime, danger to the current structure of fucking power, which is based on the US dollar. That is flat out 100% exactly what the fuck I talk about for about a couple of years now. Okay. All of these so-called right-wingers, and you're not even fucking right-wingers. There's been a criticism of so-called right-wingers that say, well, they're not really right-wingers. They're just communists who don't like blacks and Jews. And that's actually maybe one of the best fucking critiques of the so-called right-wing. Because when you ask them anything about fucking economics, and they tuck the tail between their leg and they fucking run. They tuck the tails between their legs and they fucking run. You know, they're not having this conversation. And the reason why it's because they can't have the conversation. One, they don't know how the fuck anything works. And two, they don't want to pay anybody to do anything. They really imagine that Adolf Hitler or Jesus Christ or fucking Charles Martel or fucking Charlemagne or whatever the fuck is going to come back and they're just going to have a king and everyone, like, I don't know, somehow you'll have 5G internet in a monarchy, you know, which didn't even have fucking electricity or fucking running water. Okay. All, you know, and democracy bad. We all know democracy sucks. Democracy bad. It sucks. It sucks. It sucks. And you can't have anything that democracy ever fucking create. Democracy created fucking the electricity that you're watching this on your computer or your phone. Democracy fucking harnessed electricity. So no electricity for you. You like your teeth? You like these? You like to fucking eat food? Well, democracy invented the fucking toothbrush, jerk off. Democracy invented the toothbrush. Here's another fun fact. Democracy invented toilet paper. Okay. You don't want to use any of these democracy fucking things because that's allowing poison into your pure fucking monarch or authoritarian culture, right? You don't want any part of this, right? You don't want any part of this. You want to go live the trad way. So, you know, like no fucking natural gas heating, fucking water heaters, none of that. You know what I mean? Oh, by the way, nuclear power, that's another fucking democracy thing. So can't have nukes. So I don't know how, you know, well, you can't have electricity anyway. So what the fuck? Right? You're fucking living in your fucking fantasy world and waiting for your fucking savior to come and fix everything to make it safe to go outside so that nothing, you know, I don't know. You'll never step on a fucking you'll never step on a fucking piece of broken concrete or I don't know, whatever you think is going to fucking happen. It's going to make the world fucking safe for you so that, you know, like the fucking Buddha, you know what I mean? You never have a sad day. You never see a flower fucking wilt because if you see a flower wilt, you're going to lose your fucking shit. I assure you, you're not going to make it. NGMI. You're not going to fucking make it. Okay. The reason why I do this show and the reason why I show the stuff I show is for people who can fucking understand that, listen, you need to be an active participant in your own fucking rescue, the rescue of your own family, the people you fucking care about. All right. Looking at Trump or Biden or Hillary or whoever the fuck, you're insane. Expecting stuff that's 50, 75, 100 years old to work in the next 50, 75, 100 years, you're dumber than you fucking look. All right. So you need to go to another fucking channel and go listen to fucking Millennial Woes, fucking homo fucking festival or whatever the fuck he's got going on there. I was listening to that guy, Stephen J. James, talk about all the queers that are going on, whatever, Millennial 2021. It's all fucking homosexuals and mental cases. Go with them. That's where you belong. To the people who want a real place in a real fucking future and who don't want to get crushed, who maybe want a bright future for their families, for their kids, for their grandchildren, think about what I'm saying. You want to try and poke holes in it, try and poke holes in it. Be more than happy to talk to you about it or whatever, stream about it with you guys. You know, submit your criticism. You can comment on any of these, on any videos I do. You know, if you have legit criticisms, Write them in the comment section under this video. Here's where you're wrong. Here's why you're wrong. Address this, address that. You know what? I'll address it. But to sit there like week after week, I do this, and you just sit there and go, no, 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 democracy sucks. I hate democracy. Well, good for you, cocksucker. You wake up every morning in the fucking lap of democracy, and you sleep every night in the fucking arms of democracy. And you don't fucking like it, leave. Leave. Go to Micronesia, go to fucking Saudi Arabia, go to whatever, some hellhole in fucking sub-Saharan Africa. See ya. You know what I mean? Don't let the fucking door hit you on the ass on the fucking way out. So that is my message. And every week I want to try to focus your mind on how this is the way the future is going to go. And I don't know how many times you need to hear it before it clicks in your fucking head, but this is the way the future is going to go. It's not just some crazy fucking loon sitting in a one-bedroom apartment in New Jersey. There are billionaires and multi-billionaires that see the world exactly the same way that I do. What I'm telling you, for them guys, for Jack and for the Mexican billionaire, listen, they don't have fucking TV. There's no civil unrest or anything that's going to fuck with them. But for people low down in the social strata, when stuff starts getting fucked up, when things start changing, and there's unpleasantness, and there's going to be widespread unpleasantness, you need to learn how to fucking recognize the danger and go in the opposite direction fast. Okay? There's no fight you're going to fucking win. There's no virtue you can fucking demonstrate that's going to change anything. Okay? Down here at the lower levels, there are going to be problems that you're going to have to deal with yourself. For Jack Dorsey, for a Mexican billionaire guy, for all the rest, there's 20 layers between them and reality. Okay, for you that are much closer to fucking reality, where the rubber meets the road, you need to be smarter. You need to think about what you would do if this bad thing happened or that bad thing happened. What would you do and try and prep for it as much as you can? Okay, think it through all the way through in as realistic a manner as you can. And take your shitty green fucking US dollars, get rid of them, and buy fucking Bitcoin. Okay. While you can still buy Bitcoin with US dollars, buy Bitcoin with US dollars. The US dollar is the last currency that's going to fall. The Turkish lira will fall. I don't know what's the next one. What's the next fucking currency going to fall? I don't fucking know. But it will happen. It will probably happen faster than you think. When I say faster than you think, again, I don't mean next week, but I mean 5 or 10 years, So prepare for it in advance. And then custody the Bitcoin yourself. Whether you use one of these devices, a fucking cold card, a ledger, a fucking Jade, trade your shitty Zog bucks for Bitcoin and then custody your own Bitcoin. Take possession of it yourself. Don't let Coinbase or Gemini or Kraken or where fucking anybody, don't let somebody else hold your Bitcoin like Venezuela let England hold its gold, because you're going to find out it's not there. And these exchanges, and I include Gemini, which I like Gemini, but Coinbase, Gemini, whatever, if you let them hold your Bitcoin, because I don't really understand this technology thing, or what if it goes wrong? You need to get this right. You need to be a fucking grown up and get it right. You have to get it right. Again, expecting a third party to fucking guard your wealth and secure your wealth is fucking insane. They're going to steal it from you. They're going to steal it from you. Don't be a fucking retard. You think you got a fucking triple digit IQ? Prove it. Prove that you got a fucking triple digit IQ, because I don't think you do. Be an adult. Custody your own fucking Bitcoin. Okay. Don't leave it on the exchanges, because your exchanges they'll sell that same one Bitcoin 15 times. They'll sell it to you and 12 other guys. And whoever takes it first gets it. And the other 14 people get a fucking IOU and oops, we're sorry. Don't be in that position. You know what I mean? You buy some Bitcoin, you get a large enough lump of it. How much? 100,000. How many in dollar terms, in USD terms right now? $5,000, $10,000 worth. Custody it yourself. Okay. And just make that habit. Put it on a device that you physically own and control. Don't trust Coinbase. Don't trust Gemini. Don't trust Kraken or Binance or crypto.com, which advertises on the UFC all the time. Don't trust third parties. Take responsibility for your own wealth and your own future. That's what you got to do. Okay. Of all the distractions and all the bullshit that's out there, I try to focus people's minds on, okay, here's what's important. You want to shit post, you want to fucking do dumb shit on social media, that's all fine. But button down the important things and then go and then shit post your fucking whatever dumb memes you want to shit post. That's what you need to do. Because listen, this infuriated me. This pissed me off to fucking no end. And not like not to even really care, but it's so, I still, there is always that fucking, I guess it will never not be something of whatever the American dream always, or the American culture always sticks in my head, at least the one I grew up in. And something like this, just fucking, man, I want to drive to fucking Chicago with the fucking sledgehammer. You know what I mean? And this really happened, satanic display inside the State House days before Christmas at the Illinois State House. They got a statue of whatever the fuck, the goat-headed god with fucking wings, and they're just giving the wacky fucking 2 fingers up sign, and there's 2 little kids looking up them. And this is, again, when this shit just appears out of nowhere, it just appears out of nowhere as a done deal, and no one even questions it. There's always Jews behind it. This is 100% Jews saying that your kids, on the left side of the statue is a little girl, on the right side is a little boy. Your little kids are going to like worship the devil and whatever, and they're going to do the opposite of what you would want. And this is at the State House, the capital of Illinois, right? In Chicago, America's second largest city. Of course, I think that's all bullshit. I don't think there's a goat-headed demon god, whatever, with wings that flies around. But I would love to take a sledgehammer to that thing because it's so fucking disrespectful. And we all know, all the statues coming down thing was so they could put up their statues. Do you understand now the importance of it? Do you understand now when I say these big fucking images, these big fucking icons are designed to put you in a childlike position? This is a great fucking, I've said this time and time again. The reason why they put things larger than life is so you look like those 2 kids on the side of the devil statue. Do you understand? Those 2 children are looking up. Children always look up to their parents. Children look up to adults. That is right there. I'm going to keep it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to keep this fucking thing. This is a physical manifestation of exactly what I'm talking about. When you look up at a billboard, you are intended to be in the position of those children. Do you understand? Right? You're looking to them. Children do what they're told. Children follow the direction of fucking parents. Right? That's why they fucking made that fucking statue. That is ideal. I've said this before. When you are standing with your head tilted back, looking up, you are physically in a position that puts you psychologically in a child's mindset, in an absolute fucking child's mindset. Right? Here, this is what they want you to worship. This is a perfect example. Here's example number 2. Example number 2. This is what they want you to look up to. This is what they want you to be helpless in front of. Helpless, right? They can't do shit. They're kids. They're not adults. This is who you will be subservient to. This is what you will be subservient to. This is in Paris, France. In Paris, France. It's a Nike ad. So you got Shaniqua, the Shibun, shaking her ass and that's like that billboard is in front of like some big government building too. It's not like it's not some random thing out in the fucking field. This is like in the center of the city. Do you understand? Do you see it now? Do you understand? When you walk up and you see that and you tilt your head back like those children were tilting their head back in the bronze statue of the fucking of whatever Beelzebub or whatever the fuck stupid goat thing that was. You're meant to be put in the same position. Now, maybe it won't work on you. Maybe you go, maybe you say, hey, listen, that guy James fucking explained it to me that when I put myself in the physical posture of a child, I think like a child and I'm accepting like a child and I'm trusting like a child. So I understand that as soon as I change my posture physically, literally, that I will not be in this mindset. But you're the 1 out of 10 million who understands that. Everyone else who walks past this thing and looks up gets into the posture of a child and no longer thinks critically. They uncritically accept this as something that is praiseworthy, as that you should worship, that you should submit to. That's the point. I'm not fucking joking when I tell you that billboards and these big statues, the reason why Joseph Stalin had his fucking head painted 20 feet high on the side of a Moscow apartment blocks was not because he was really that vain, but because the psychological effect it has on you. It beats you down and puts you in the subservient position of a child. Do you fucking understand that now? Do you see it now? Because I'm pointing this out as fucking clearly as I can possibly point it out. What they hold up as the highest thing, whatever that thing is, the tallest building, the biggest statue, whatever the fuck it is, you need to understand what that is and why that's important to the culture. Okay? This, taking a picture of Shaniqua with the Shibun, is a lot easier than casting a bronze statue. The bronze, whatever, demon statue. Let's go back to the bronze demon statue. Let's go back to that guy. Let's go. This was expensive to fucking make. This is no fucking cheap thing to make. All right. This is expensive and it takes a long time and it has to be indoors. So, so it has limited effect. Billboards and advertising have a much wider effect, a much greater effect on a larger number of people, right? You have to be indoors inside that building or else you don't see the Beelzebub fucking statue with the kids looking up at it. But the principle of how to control people is exactly the same. So what do they put above you? What should you look up to? That's fucking critical to understand. That is statues. It's billboards. It's individuals. Who's the leader? Is it Richard Spencer? Is it fucking Milo Yiannopoulos? Is it Nick Fuentes? Who the fuck did they put above you? Okay, that you were supposed to accept uncritically and just follow, right? Think that through. Think about it in a broad sense, in a global sense, to understand this shit. And then who the fuck does this? And the answer is listen, it's always the fucking small hats. It's always the small hats. It's a done deal. It just appears there's no public inquiry. There's no hearing about whether or not it should be done or shouldn't be done. There's no time for questioning by the citizens. It's just fucking done. And that is always the way Jews do shit, right? It appears like magic and you aren't allowed to fucking argue or speak against it. How straightforward is that? I'm thinking, I'm sitting here thinking, how could I be more fucking straightforward? How could I be more direct? How could I make it as plain as it can possibly be fucking made? What I should probably do is make it super complicated and wrap it up in some bullshit with some fucking 300-year-old dead dude from fucking Europe who never had a fucking job. You know what I mean? And never had a wife. Like, oh, Immanuel Kant would say, blah, blah, blah. Oh, the guy who died at 81, a virgin. Yeah. Like, who would, like, literally, who would fucking listen to a man who died at 81 years old as a virgin? That's not a joke. That's not me making shit up. That's a real guy that people read and think. And he wrote sentences that were like 500 words before there was a fucking comma. Yeah, no, I'm not reading that, dude. Peace out. You know what I mean? I understand you're a fucking a mental case who is incapable of fucking living a normal man's life. I don't need to hear anything you have to say. Don't need to hear anything you have to say because no one that followed you or nothing you ever did fucking changed anything for the better. So get fucked. Okay? But I have, maybe partially because of my age, I have a limited amount of fucking time, right? If you're younger and you want to fucking get involved in all this complexity and this bullshit as a way of fucking avoiding actually doing the stuff you need to do, well, I suppose, you go, oh, I'm studying, I'm learning, I'm digesting. No, you're not. You're just fucking wasting time and hiding inside a book when you should be out fucking doing something. And, whether that's fucking meeting a girl and getting married and having kids or what the fuck, I don't know. That's probably what you should do. But most of you are fucking, half the fucking people are incapable of doing. So, yeah, I'm making it, I swear to God, if I'm making this as clear and as explicit as I could possibly fucking make it. All fiat currencies, all government money will go to zero. The only thing that will keep value and go up in value is Bitcoin. You need to trade your government money now for Bitcoin while the conditions are still favorable to you. Okay? So that in the future, you can have something you can pass on to your children or your grandchildren, or to protect yourself individually from the coming tribulations. And tribulations will come. It will not come, listen, it will come when the money stops working. Most of you can't fucking imagine the money not fucking working. Here's a great fucking example. Here's a great motherfucking example. I talked about last week, the Amazon driver, right? The Amazon driver who was told to keep delivering in the fucking tornado. They were told, hey, there's alarms going off all over the place. And, how am I supposed to shelter them? All the Amazon warehouse doors are locked and I can't get in, right? And the supervisor told him, keep delivering. Keep delivering. This was from the DoorDash, right? The Twitter account is called @GigWorkersRise, right? DoorDash announced all employees, including office workers like engineers, will have to make one delivery a month. One delivery a month. So no matter who you are at DoorDash, you have to go out there and make one delivery. You have to perform the service that DoorDash actually sells. And this is from Forbes magazine. One of the comments was, and this is highlighted in pink, I hate to sound like an asshole, but I made sure I got a good education and built up marketable skills so I wouldn't have to do a McJob like that. But one I could do from home or an office that doesn't involve physical risk. And literally that last sentence is very important. That doesn't involve physical risk. How many DoorDash employees have been robbed, raped, fucking killed? How many do you think? Like, those statistics are not broken out. Those statistics, I promise you, are not broken out. But the number of DoorDash employees, pizza delivery guys, Chinese food delivery guys that get beaten, stabbed, robbed is fucking astronomical. And it's not just in New York City. It's not just in Chicago and Philly. It's all over. And you might be surprised to find out the same demographic is doing it pretty much everywhere. You know what I mean? It's that same demographic on the fucking Nike poster, except it's it's Shanika Man. You know what I mean? And that's who's doing it. But the crime stats get manipulated. Everything's fine. Don't worry. These are gig workers. It's not assault with a deadly weapon. It's disorderly conduct, because assault with a deadly weapon is a felony, and we can't have crime is down everywhere. Crime is down. So you take assault with a deadly weapon, you reduce it to disorderly conduct, and that's that, and the crime disappears. But social media shows a lot of these guys getting robbed, killed, people, all sorts of negative things happening. And you say, well, James, I don't give a fuck. I don't do that. You don't do that. No, I don't do that either. But this stuff that's boiling under the surface is going to get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And it's not going to get better. I'm trying to tell you that so you can kind of, one, develop habits right now so you don't fucking depend on DoorDash. You know what I mean? And if there's no stores, or if where you live is physically unsafe, then you're gonna have to fucking move, get a different job and move. You know what I mean? If if it's unsafe, maybe it's safe for you, but you have a wife and little kids, and you got to think, okay, well, how is that going to work? Like, oh, my kid wants to go to the store to buy candy. I used to do that when I was a kid. A lot of people did that when I was a kid because it was pretty safe back then. Can't be done today. You know what I mean? And you have to think, at the end of the day, if my daughter or my son wants to go buy fucking bubble gum, depending on where you live, maybe you got to fucking strap up. You know what I mean? You got to carry a fucking strap to walk the kid down to the candy store. You know what I mean? I don't know. Is that worth it? Or do you start a new tradition of you keep candy in the fucking house and the kid gets one gumball when he finishes his fucking math homework? You're going to have to think this through. You have to be smarter than you are, because it's going to get worse. And I'm not saying this just to be blackpilled. I'm telling you to be prepared and to try to solve your problems before they become much bigger problems. And for a lot of people, and again, I don't know like everybody that watches this fucking show, what the fuck do I know? You have kids, you don't have kids, you have wife, fucking elderly grandmother. There's a lot of complexity that you have to work through, but you have to work through it. Okay. And looking to a third party to fucking save you is stupid. It's plain stupid. And with that, okay, we got an hour. It's an hour. And now I'm fucking like, I'm overheated. I went from like half falling asleep sleep to now I'm like in a rage. Halfway in a rage. I'm overheated. Okay, listen, guys, it's going to be 2022 soon. You know what I mean? We got at least 3 more years with Mr. Brandon, and then we have probably, Mr. Kosher DeSantis to try and exert control. But once this pandemic thing is over, the ability for the state to exert control over the population, the become ungovernable thing, is going to be fucking insane. It's going to be like insane. Everyone's like bristling at all these restrictions, and this health issue, which I don't want to get the channel strike. This health issue, which may not be as serious as some people claim, is going to drive people to not believe a word any authority says, and that's going to have very real world consequences again, which you may have to deal with. And so I'm just telling you, Jonathan Pohl, finally you showed up. Yeah, it is a cool shirt, Judith Fleischard. This is a very cool shirt. I like this shirt. Although it looks better on the male model and the website, but it still doesn't look too bad on me. Jonathan Pohl showing up from far away, the land of enchantment itself, New Mexico. Why you haven't bought a Glock yet, I don't know, but whatever. It would be a comforting talisman to carry into and out of the school building in case some stupid shit pops off. But you do you. So yeah, that the world is not going the way you think it's going. It's going in scary, uncomfortable ways that you're not comfortable. That you there's no guarantee how it's all going to get sorted out, right? Your worldview. I'm a right wing guy. I'm a this guy. Like you motherfuckers have fucking categories that are so fucking complex. Like I swear to God, you're fucking trolling me when I read people's descriptions of what their worldview is. I'm like, you have to be fucking trolling. You must be fucking trolling. There's no way anyone could have that many fucking adjectives and descriptors in their fucking worldview. You're making this shit up. But I understand you're not making. I know you're not making things up. You really think that. You have to start thinking like a practical person, even if you don't want to. You say, no, again, James, understand I'm somewhere between Jack Dorsey and you, and I don't have to worry about this and that and the other. You're going to have to worry about the crowd of fucking people going lunatic. That's what you're going to have to worry about. These videos where you see everyone in the shopping mall running at once because they think a shooting happened, or maybe a shooting did happen or didn't fucking happen. What are you going to do? What are you going to do if we got your kids at the fucking mall and something like that kicks off? Have you thought about what you're going to do? Are you going to shelter in place? Do you even know where your fucking, most people walk out of the mall, they don't know where the fucking car is. You know what I mean? Do they even bother looking? Oh, you're in section F, row number 4. You don't bother fucking, doing that. Which way is your car parked? Is it fucking nose in or nose out? Can you just get in your car and drive away, or do you have to back up first? Right? You need to. This is gonna impact you one way or another. These flash robberies are fucking. I said this last week, and it's only going to get bigger, worse everywhere, worse everywhere. Okay, it's a great one. I love these Chicago stories. God, Chicago is the fucking best city for fucking news. Think this through. You're a hood rat. You want clout. You're living in the projects, right? You're just going between jail and the projects, back to jail, out in the projects again, right? Great fucking story out of Chicago. A man wrestled the gun away from an ATM technician in Avondale last night, then escaped with an estimated $100,000 in cash. Earlier in the day, 2 armed men robbed an ATM technicians on the south side of Chicago and got away with $150,000. That is a fucking score. Those are some big ass fucking scores. I know a guy named Carlio who did, him and a crew of other guys, like 4 other guys, stole $500,000 from, this was in the 70s, from 2 different banks in Brooklyn back in the 70s. And he did 14 years and 10 months in prison. But they had to go into banks, and they had an inside guy, and they knew when the armored truck stopped by and blah, blah, blah. So this is like, these guys that did these robberies, they're going to get caught. Of course they're going to get caught. It's not like they're going to get away with $100K to $150K. But when they go in jail and they say, what'd you get pinched for? What'd you get arrested for? And one guy says, I made $100,000 in an afternoon. That's going to inspire everyone in the cell block. Everyone in the cell block, the entire cell block of that jail is going to go, oh man, as soon as I get out, I got to have $100,000 score. I got to have $150,000 score. Do you understand that? Do you understand that these stories and the fact that they go viral, the fact that there's video around them, it's not just Florida car chase, okay? It's going to be, look how much money I made in one afternoon. And that's going to inspire a bunch of fucking 85 IQ lunatics of every skin color, white, black, Hispanic, to try and outdo that dude that came in that robbed $100K from the fucking ATM. And this is the world you're walking out into. This is the world you're going to interact with. And again, maybe you say, well, you know what? It doesn't touch me. It's not close to me. It's unlikely to happen. Maybe. I hope so. You know what I mean? I hope these are all just fucking news articles on Twitter. But it's my opinion that the 1,500 or 2,000 guys in jail hear this and they go, shit, 100,000 in fucking 100,000 in one fucking robbery. Yo, man. Yo, you the fucking man. Yo, what's up? What's up, my ninja? What's up? And they start thinking, as soon as I get out, where can I get 100,000? How can I beat that guy? How can I get 200,000, 300,000, whatever? If you think that that's not going to happen, you don't understand you don't understand incentives, and you don't understand how hard these people are willing to work to get a score that they can brag about when they get back inside, because they're all going back inside. Okay. And you know what? If some people have to die in the process, well, some people have to die in the process. Is it you and your family? Oh, well, 2 cops. Oh, fucking well. You know what I mean? As long as they get to go inside and brag about, I made $400,000 in one afternoon. I made $1 million in an afternoon. I scored, I ripped it off, whatever. This sort of aspirational, let's call it aspirational, viral crimes are going to, this is going to fucking take off like fucking wildfire, because these, like I said, these guys go from the projects back to prison. The project, it's like round and round and round and round. You know what I mean? And they want to walk into prison. They want to be the man. You know what I mean? They want to be the man. They want respect, perceived respect inside. And one of the ways to get that is to do a fucking viral crime. And the state now is going to attempt to control people who don't believe a fucking word the state says. State says, oh, you got to have a mask, got to do this, got to wash your fucking hands with alcohol, blah, 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 blah. COVID, right? So it's going to be bad. And I'm just like I get more drunk and pass out. I'm not even drunk. I'm like sober. It's all water, bro. This is like sober. This is like sobriety stream. It's not even that good. It's not even that good. Well, it wasn't that bad anyway. And a little bit to drink before the stream, but basically, you know what I mean? This is like 1 out of 300 sober stream. You know what I mean? Just to fucking change things up. Just to change things up. Get drunk. I don't have anything to drink. I don't keep that much alcohol in the house. Anyway, but it's not a bad idea. We're 1 hour and 20 minutes into this. 1 hour, 20 minutes into this. Jack Dorsey, word for word, has said what I say. Bitcoin will replace the dollar. We don't have a date on it. I don't have very much in this world. Jack Dorsey has $12 billion. And yet he and I see the same thing the same way. And I mean word for word. I posted the fucking tweet earlier in the stream. And you might want to meditate on why that would be. You might want to meditate on why a guy at the very, very top and a guy at the very fucking bottom both see the same thing and you don't see it. Why don't you see it? Okay. It's not an IQ question. Okay. It's an ideology question, and it's a willingness to fucking pursue the truth question, which most of you are unwilling to do, and grapple with issues you don't want to grapple with. Judas Flychai, karma has no deadline. Reincarnation is for real. I'm going to disagree with you on that, Mr. Flychai. That is for the Jen Scharf. What was her name? What did she call herself? That is for the Jen Scharf finger painting show, which comes after this show. Once the once the day room is open in the mental hospital or wherever the fuck, the halfway house that she fucking lives in. And she's done smoking weed and popping her fucking pills and getting smoke poisoning or whatever the fuck. I don't even know if she's still around. But she's probably still around. So Claire Core is still around. So she's probably still around. Okay. So 1 hour 22. 1 hour 22. The future is coming. Prepare for it now. Give yourself a head start. Front run everyone else. Front run all the smart people who aren't really that fucking smart. They're just better positioned than you. Okay. Make the choices that are going to benefit you in the future. Mostly by decreasing your reliance on, particularly on the government, as much as you can. And with that, let's see what 2022 brings. There's going to be, I suspect there's going to be a shit ton of fucking fireworks, particularly when the warm weather fucking comes. A lot of craziness, and understand that this is inevitable. No one's going to be able to get control over it, and you need to have a plan in place to zig when everyone else zags. All right, with that, as sober as I've been, I haven't been this sober since I don't know when. It's a while. Not on my own show, at any rate. On other people's shows, I am, but on this show, this is shockingly sober. Post Christmas stream. Go watch Millennial. I think that's coming back. I was mentioning that before. There's Milo. There's some other queer. There's a bunch of it's like a bunch of homosexual hot takes on what COVID means, whatever. I think that's the theme of millennial these days. I don't know. I never paid too much attention to that guy, but you know what I mean. If you're really craving content, you can watch some guy named Apostolic Majesty and who the fuck knows. Again, there are plenty of mentally ill homosexuals giving their opinions on the internet, which probably are diametrically opposed to me, but I am not amongst the mentally ill homosexuals or the homosexuals at all. So this is where you come for the mentally sane heterosexual worldview. You know what I mean? When you're done with Milo, when you're done with millennial bisexual woes or whatever, you know, the sexually confused Xanax popping fucking basement dwellers, and you're like, okay, I think I kind of had enough of that. You know what I mean? Let me hear somebody, and I might not be the brightest fucking bulb in the batch, but let me hear somebody who at least fucking makes sense, or mostly makes sense. All right. So karma, yeah, don't get me started. Don't get me started on the Buddhists. Judas, you're just trying to. If I was drunk, I would rant about the Buddhist. Milo and woes make me sick to my stomach. They are vile. Indeed, sir. Indeed. That is where we agree. We disagree on karma, but we do agree on Milo and woes. They are vile individuals who really don't deserve any attention, but somehow they seem to get it. Wow, Milo. Oh, June. Hello, June. I don't know. I haven't seen you before. Well, welcome to the show. Milo canceled his appearance. Did he run out of cocaine? Did he run out of, I don't know what he ran out of. Who cares? You know, it depends on, not a big enough venue for him. Who fucking knows? You know what I mean? Here's the thing, kids. The world runs by money. The world is changing. Bit by bit, all the weaker currencies, the Argentine peso, the Venezuelan dollar, the Turkish lira, I don't know what's next. They're all falling. Bitcoin is dominating all of these people one way or another. There's an underground here that's working and will continue to work. Governments are in. No government can stop this. And listen, the U.S. dollar and the U.S. government is the final boss. Like the video games where you're on level 1 and then you fight whatever, like, you know, this boss, and then, you know, you get to level 2 and you fight this boss, and you get to level 3 and you fight fucking the next. Like the final boss is the U.S. dollar. June, does the Greek government work with crypto? No, it does not. Although there's some funny Greek crypto account follows on on Twitter. One is actually calls himself Greek prick, which is pretty funny. Although fuck him, he lives on Crete, and it looks like his life is a fucking. He literally lives on an Aegean island. I have no sympathy for him, but he's a funny guy. No, there's no government. It is antithetical to every government interest to have a static, inflexible money supply that cannot be inflated, that they don't control. It's not in their interests. They will be forced into doing this. Right now, like I said, it's the weak ones that are going first. All the weakest ones, the most corrupt, the Lebanese government, Turkish government, Venezuelan government, Argentina, all those are going first. Have I been to Greece? No, I have not. I was going to go before COVID and a few other things, but now, considering I had a heart attack when I was 42 and I'm now 56, and a lot of people are getting jab are getting heart attacks. It took me 30 years to get my first heart attack using oral cigarettes. I'm going to get it in 30 seconds using Moderna vaccine. You know what I mean? I'm not going to shrink the time for that to happen. So I'll wait till this passes, and then I'll another time. Another time, another place. Not the way I will, in all likelihood. June was born in the USA or Greece. Actually, my parents were born here. My grandparents were born over there. I was just on the Ellis Island website not that long ago, and I realized I had a bunch of dates wrong with stuff. And I either remembered wrong or I fucking made up some fucking dates. But my grandfather got here in 1906. I thought it was 1915 on my father's side. And on my mother's side, they got here in 1873, not 1895, which is when I thought. So, different, but there's not a whole lot of the, you go to Ellis Island thing, you just see like pictures of names in a book. Judith Fletcher, why is June data mining? I don't know who June is. I don't know. Why does anyone data mine? They data mine to sell your information to advertisers. You might be able to find out which village they came from. June, my grandfather's family came from Thessaloniki, came from Macedonia. My mother's family came from central Greece, but not from Athens, like up on the mainland, up above there somewhere. Exactly where, I don't know. Dr. Mengele, breaking news. Greece tells China to get out of their port and the Belt and Road. Yeah, I doubt that. Judith Sludge, what? Somebody's the chat getting cozy. Yes, I don't know. I was born here, raised here. This is the only place I have to go. So when I hear like people go, we want to destroy America and replace it with something else, I'm like, no, you're the same as Antifa to me. Like if Antifa wants to destroy America for whatever reason, to replace it with communist utopia, and then the right-wing people go, well, I want to destroy America because we have a system, right? I love fucking with the chat. Like, democracy sucks. We hate democracy. Ooh, man, if I saw a democracy walking down the street, I would stab it in the neck and kill it. And I always say, well, what would you replace it with? And they go, democracy sucks. And I'm like, okay, all right, I'll just give you that part of the argument. What would you replace it with? And they go, really, democracy sucks. Yeah, okay, twice you said the same thing. What would you replace? What is it? Your system that's the better than democracy system? What do you call it? Does it have a name? And they're like, no. All right, well, what's it like? Is it like a one part of a government? Is it a 6-part government? Is it how does it work? And they're like, it's better. Okay, well, how is it better? Democracy sucks. Like, oh, okay. All right, you know what I mean? Like they just like chanting the same thing over and over, like those fucking, like those. What was those fucking? The fuck were they called? The not the Bhagwan Shri Ranjish guys. The Hare Krishnas, like the Hare Krishnas, you put the mud on your head, you put the sacred mud on your head, and you wear the orange fucking bed sheet. You know what I mean? You wear an orange bed sheet, and you bang a tambourine in the fucking airport, and you chant Hare Krishna, like something. Like something's going to happen other than people laughing at you. You know what I mean? Everyone laughs at the Hare Krishnas. You know what I mean? Because they're wearing bed sheets and they're banging a tambourine and they shave their fucking heads and they put mud on their foreheads and they don't eat meat or whatever. So whatever the fuck, they're just retards, right? Everyone laughs at them, but no one really thinks that like whatever they say is going to happen is going to happen. And so with these monarchy people, like, oh, we're going to have kings. Yeah, all the kings have been slain by democracy. That's as a form of governance. Monarchy has failed. It has failed. You know what I mean? It's failed every time it's been tried. It's been replaced. And you can jump up and down and spit nails, but that's the way it is. And so, what is it, man? Mike is a guy. What's going on? The whole chat's going out of control. I'm losing control of the chat. Judas, very disappointed seeing you hang out with dogs like Base Takes. Very, man, I don't know who Base Takes is. Oh, wow, Dr. Mengele really like slating people in the chat. Dr. Mengele, he just gives himself a wrench wherever he goes. Judas Fletcher, I want to go back to monarchy. I know how to homestead. They homesteaded in the pioneer days in America. You know what I mean? You just had to fight some Cherokees and some Iroquois and some Apaches and stuff. They homesteaded. They had Conestoga wagons. You know what I mean? They had those dresses that the women wore. Whatever. You had a wooden fence around your ranch or whatever. That was homesteading. They didn't need a king. They just needed a Henry repeating rifle to kill the Comanches when they came around looking for spirit stuff. Yeah, but really, like, you understanding that you're not happy with the world. Well, most people, I'll let you in a little secret. Most people are not entirely happy with the world. However, the idea that we're going to throw out everything and replace it with something better, and you don't even know what the fucking better thing is, you are on the same level as a communist. And when I ask you, how's the economy going to work? And you have no fucking answer, you're on the same level as a communist. So you're really, it's not an unfair comparison to say that the extreme right wing, or there's a portion of the right wing that's the same as communists. They just don't like Jews and they don't like blacks. That's the only difference. You know what? You're as likely to have as much success as they are. June, like Mike Bloomberg said, how hard can it be? I don't know. I don't know what Bloomberg was talking about. Judas Fly Chai in the chat. Base Takes, that Michelin Mike from Texas, from Luke Ford stream. His channel is called Base Takes. Yeah, that's he's the guy that he went to fucking Kazakhstan for an oil company gig. He worked for an oil company and he got stuck up by two women, like two little half Chinese women in Kazakhstan or whatever. They're not half Chinese. They're a quarter Chinese and 1/3 fucking Tartar, whatever. They're like half Chinese women. They stuck him up. He got stuck up in a foreign country by women. You know what I mean? He's supposed to be like an oil field guy. He ain't no fucking oil field guy. You know what I mean? He's sitting in the office spreadsheet, dude. I remember he did like a stream where he was like driving around Texas. He's like driving. I've driven through Texas, by the way. He's driving around Texas trying to stream while he's driving, and he's fucking like running over curbs and crashing into shit. And I remember I commented, I was like, when I used to stream with Jonathan Pohl, I literally drove from Burlington, Vermont to fucking Virginia Beach, Virginia. You know what I mean? Like all hours of the day and fucking night. And I never crashed. I never fucked up once. Like, you know what I mean? And I would be on for like hours. This guy can't drive around Texas at night without fucking running something over. June in the chat. In the debates, Bloomberg made an ass of himself saying farmers are basically low IQ. because they just throw a seed in the ground, throw some dirt on it, and poof, up pops the food. Yeah, if growing calories was that easy, everyone would do it. Yeah, that's just a standard contempt that the small hats have for people who can actually do shit like grow calories, whether the calories are a seed in the ground or an animal that is later processed for its meat. You know what I mean? Or an animal that lives a long time, say like a cow that's processed for that you take milk from. Uh, Assuming that a straightforward task, relatively straightforward task that's a little bit weather dependent is not challenging relative to selling someone information. You got to consider Bloomberg made $53 billion. How many? He's like worth 50 something $billion selling people information that happened 15 minutes ago in the stock market. Nobody needs to know what happened 15 minutes ago in the stock market. Everyone needs to know what's going to happen 15 minutes from now in the stock market. The entire Bloomberg media empire is magazines and a Bloomberg terminal that tells you what happened 15 minutes ago. No one ever made a nickel with Mike Bloomberg, but Mike Bloomberg made a lot of fucking money off of a lot of suckers. Judas Fly Chai, I want the Fourth Reich. Okay. You know what I mean? I don't know. Good luck with that. Who knows? Anything is possible, although it might not look like the first three. It might be radically different. It could be profoundly different. But listen, Mike Bloomberg isn't going to be. He bought the mayoralty of New York City, literally bought it, and he believed that bullshit story that it's the second most important job in the United States after being president. It's that's not true. It's really, really not true. That's what the Jews in New York tell the mayor of New York. So that he whatever leaves them alone while they fucking pick the bones of the city clean. All right, dudes, and June. That's 1 hour and 40 minutes, entirely sober. Good God, this is like some kind of record. I've been reading a lot of Spengler. I don't read Spengler. Anyway, okay, guys and ladies, watching now and watching in the future, smash up the like button. It pisses off YouTube before you leave. I'm going to bail out. We're going like 1 hour 40. I don't have any Ouzo, June. Everyone knows what a fucking Ouzo junkie I am. This is bad. I'm like a degenerate. I don't have any in the house. I probably would. At this point, I would have just said, be right back. And I would have fucking grabbed the bottle and started banging that shit down. But I don't have anything to drink. So I'm not actually drinking anything. This isn't me virtue signaling. This is just me going, I'm too lazy to go to the liquor store today. Virgil Doc Purple Heart. Happy New Year, sir. Happy New Year to everyone in the chat and everyone that's going to watch this in the reruns. And I'm going to let you guys go. And I'll talk to you again next week. Bye-bye.